unbelievable individual, Kobe Bryant, just showing gratitude. But then I don't even know how we transitioned into it. I was going to do the whole show on that.
You talking about
phone line wasn't working.
Right.
And you let the universe do what it do. You know what I mean?
That's what it was, the phone lines.
Yeah. And so we transitioned, man, and we've just been building with Brother Haru, Trav Trillionaire, about the Facts Initiative. We got into so much. And before we went off air, we got into psychedelics and psilocybin. We weren't really able to touch on it like that. So ayahuasca, all right? Have you taken the journey? Have you done the ayahuasca journey?
No, I haven't did the ayahuasca, but I've did, I've did some other things.
Yeah.
It's align with the same energy.
Right.
Same
Make sure you speak to the mic.
Speak on it and say what it is first.
What, so, ayahuasca?
Yes.
Well, ayahuasca, from my understanding, you extract it from root, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's in Peru. You got to be careful though, because you could get it so easy just by extracting it from the root that people will call themselves shamans and be leading you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? But it is something. It's something that you would drink, and it really ties you in to the truth. To the spirituality.
Right.
When you talk about Matrix.
When you talking about DMT, you talking about DMT and
now,
talking about neuromelanin being released in not only the pineal but the baratary.
Yes.
And now you're talking about, because for example, you can't make one finger go forward and make the other go backwards at the same time, because you can only use one part of your brain at a time. Like, you can try it, you can't do it, but on the delics, your whole entire brain is functioning at once. So all four hemispheres of the brain is all in congulation.
And I do believe that. For me personally, I believe that there's going to be a time in my life where I will be walking into shamanism.
Me too.
And I only say that because of how much the universe has led me to these experiences of psychedelics.
Right.
Because it's not often. You don't just run into people that got shrooms.
Nah.
When Kambada was with me, he couldn't believe it, but I knew a dude who got DMT. Now y'all know how rare DMT is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why my eyes got big, because I'm like, yo, for real, it's plenty of times where I've studied it so much, because we tapped in and we wanted to microdose at one time. We was like, that's what we was gonna do. We was gonna microdose, and we ate a bunch. And the next several weeks, like, our lives literally changed because of what we were open to. And I remember this day because the next day I came back, the Trillionaire, he had wrote in like 5 songs.
I didn't know. I didn't write them. That was the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Not right. That's what I'm saying. So he didn't write them on paper. I came to his house and he like, bro, check these out. And he just put the beat on and he had it all without even writing anything. And that same night I was reading a book called The Tree of Life at the time. And the actual Tree of Life is forever burned in my head. I can't get it out of my head. No matter what, no matter where I go, I will always see this Tree of Life. And every walk, anything I see, it could be an ant, blade of grass. I've always seen it. So I know that it does something because it sits on the same seat as serotonin.
Yes.
So when you look at that chemical makeup in your brain, the cybo will sit, instead of putting serotonin, you're putting the cybo in. What it does is it allows you to break memory paths, like, you know what I'm saying, like, literally, because if this happens, somebody probably will go crazy. But you can sever your brain paths and then reconnect them after you come back. So that's like you going in and thinking outside the box, and you had a crazy experience and seen so much, and then you still can remember it.
And that's the reason why they're using psilocybin, MDMA, and then even with DMT, but not so much. Even though DMT it's already in us, it's released when you dream.
Right.
It's in plants.
I thought they didn't release when you die. When you die, yes, right.
They didn't even know why it was in plants so much. They just like, yo, all this stuff is in plants. But then they realized, oh, it's in us. We release it when we dream. So when you take DMT, it's essentially like you're dreaming while awake.
Right.
It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing is that they're using this for as you were talking about cure, they're using it for post-traumatic
stress. You only need
stress.
to take it one time, and then you take it one time, and you know, heroin, crack, you won't be a crackhead tomorrow.
No. They're using
I've
it.
seen that.
It's
You
true.
won't be a dope head tomorrow.
It's true.
If you take it today.
I've seen that.
It's
I've
true.
definitely seen that.
So again, that's where, you know, me being solution based, is, you know, the gloves is off. When people say, "Oh, this person he's bipolar," he needs some goddamn ayahuasca.
Absolutely.
He needs some, you know, he needs some shrooms.
There's a documentary
Yeah.
on Netflix, man, called The Last Shaman, right? This white kid. I almost was like, man, this is rich white kid who has the money to go to Peru. Like, I don't want to, you know, he's depressed. But he was the kid. It was a documentary, and no lie, the kid was suicidal. He was depressed.
I seen that.
His parents tried everything with him. So he was like, I'm trying everything. So I had to give him props on the fact that, all right, I'm going to I got the money. I'm going to go to Peru. I'm going to find a shaman, and I'm going to figure out what the hell's going on with me. He kept going. He ran into one shaman who was like a hustler. I don't even know how they wrote the rights for them to show this, but the dude must have took some medication before the ayahuasca ceremony. Not him, not the kid, but some other dude. So when they did the ceremony, all of a sudden you see the camera go on the dude. He's dead. So he done watched the dude die in the ayahuasca ceremony, right? The shaman, quote unquote shaman, was like, oh well, you know, basically didn't think about what was necessary before you take this journey. You know what I'm saying? So he kept searching. He went to 2 different people that were false. They were not real, and nothing happened. And like, there's this one part where the kid was just like, yo, I'm tired of this shit. What the fuck? Like going, you know, just, I'm trying everything. You know what I mean? Then he found this one shaman, yo. The dude had the kid stay in this, and they showed like the time lapse. He had him stay in this little hut for like, I think it was 60 days. He's taking different herbs, mad different herbs every single day, just taking them. And he's, yo, man, by the time that kid came out, bruh, the first time through the whole documentary, some kid was like playing with a ball, and he smiled for the first time and like singing with the shaman. He was completely different. He wasn't depressed at all. Like, it was a completely different person, man. But again, you would have never thought that they would have had him on opioids, all types of drugs, all types of all that. You know what I mean? It's literally coming from
like rebooting
nature.
Your computer.
That's all it is.
And literally, like once you take it, it's like you get it.
Make sure you speak to the mic, bro. I want to make sure
once you take it, you know, it's more like a thing where you're rebooting your computer. It's like unplugging it, taking out the hard drive, cleaning it out, and putting it back in.
Reboot my shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what
yeah, but you know what? I'm really glad we talking about this, because I just said, I was telling Shorty the other night, and she was looking at me like I was crazy, but I was like, one of the things I want to do is I want to set up trips to Peru. You know what I'm saying? Like for brothers. Remember what I want to do for my 40th?
Yeah.
For my 40th, I was like, yo, I want us to go to Cusco, Peru. You know what I mean? And take an ayahuasca ceremony. They was like, man, we'll go to Miami. You know what I mean? We'll go get right. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But
not going to get right for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's life changing, bro.
That's for real.
We need to stop demonizing. We came from that.
Yeah.
It's completely natural. And if I'm not mistaken, I think American corporations have monopolized on the patent for ayahuasca, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard something.
All of them have a patent number.
Yeah, they have a patent.
I've heard a reference to something like
And that's the people's product, technically, or the people's, that live on that land. And America comes over, patents it, but makes it illegal here.
Right.
Trust me, all them scientists, politicians, and all them, man, they're taking those journeys, bro.
And the shrooms go back. I remember Trillionaire Trav. When we first got into it, we searched and we seen it in everything. I mean, going back in churches, and you actually see the shroom in every. It's all over the place. It's literally, if you really look at, some of the things in history, it's shrooms all through it. That's what really blew my mind. Really watching that and seeing them, like, they were tapping into this.
To some shit.
They were tapping the whole time.
The lotus is also another psychedelic.
Yeah.
Anytime you look at a SAR, you'll have like I sat on my app. shoving it in his mouth. Yeah, he was the green god. So,
Rem, let me feel. Yeah, but Rem, just move his mic up a little bit for him, just so when he does.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but what I was saying about Asar, if you look on the walls of Kemet, he was actually eating the lotus on a lot of his. Whenever he had the green on, or he was the green god, you would see one of the goddesses shoving the lotus flower in his mouth.
Wow.
So we know that the lotus flower opens every morning with the sun and closes with the moon, but it's also a psychedelic.
Yo, but it makes sense though. I bet you Muhammad. That's how Muhammad wrote the Quran, man. He was on psychedelics,
Muhammad
babe.
didn't write the Quran.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Is there a difference between the shrooms that you might? Is there a difference in shrooms?
Yeah.
So you can get shrooms for just like
poisonous shrooms.
Okay, there you go. So it's ones that don't lead you down the. I took the shroom back in the day, man, and it didn't have.
But that's another thing. You do have to be guided. This is the reason why when it comes to shamanism, you know what I'm saying? Shamanism is so important because you're literally the portal almost, like the bridge of people who are about to have this experience. You can go any which way if you're going to take it with no guidance or nothing like that. You might go here, you might go there, you know what I'm saying? But when you have the right guidance, the shamanism is focusing on everything before you even take that and have that ceremony or have that experience. You know what I mean?
You're an experience like me and my cousin took some back in the day, and everything was peace. Everything was peace, man. It was good. And then this other dude that my cousin knew came into the cipher, and I wasn't feeling it. Cause I don't know if he was in the same realm, and his energy just made me feel like, nah, you're not.
He wasn't in the same realm.
Right. So you ain't, it threw me, man. I had to get away from both.
Yes.
Settings is the most important part of being involved in that type of ritual.
1,000%.
It's more important than everything.
Yes.
So that's the key. You can't be outside. You don't be in the club. You're dealing with different people energy. You know what I'm saying?
I could never do that. I could never do shrooms and be in the club.
Yo, when sun came around, I got into a run where I wanted to fight fam. Like real talk.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he here? Then when my cousin started building with him a little bit, that made me feel like both of them was like, let me get the hell away from both of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't feel the energy after that, man. And it made it kind of bad.
I think when it comes to psychedelics, I feel like it's going to be legal very soon. I feel like once marijuana, cannabis is like completely legal, there's like no government. Yeah, I feel like the next will be shrooms. And then the problem with that is, same thing with cannabis, we're not going to be growing it. So we're going to be getting it from wherever and whoever. You know what I'm saying? The thing with the shrooms that I participate in, I know the individual that grows them. You know what I'm saying? He's dead serious about that, and then MDMA. You know what I mean?
Can you have a bad reaction to any of those things because you?
Not the MDMA.
It's a small percentage. It's a small percentage of people who do have a bad trip, but it's so small that. You know, there's some people out there that's microdosing and they're like,
bad trip.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a bad trip.
No,
This is a bad experience.
Right.
Yes.
And that may scare you, but nothing bad is going to be. You're not going to OD.
Nah.
Or you're not going to be, your brain left and now you can't
Right.
Whatever happens during that bad trip was intentional.
Now you saw some shit that was like, oh, but really all you're seeing really is yourself.
Yes.
It's a lot of, when you start seeing stuff, it's things that you did, or you were doing, or you're neglecting. You ain't talking to your baby in 18 months. You're going to be seeing Amy and being at the thing. And it's going to make you say, oh, I got to call my fucking.
And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
Do everything that you haven't wanted to do that you have supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty
That's a
of it.
bad thing.
That's the whole.
That's not a bad
Some people that's bad.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to go to the
But you know what? I liken that to people who don't like to be alone with their thoughts. There's people who don't like the idea of sitting with their thoughts and just being quiet and silence because there's too much going on. It's like, you know, and you're so right on the fact that there is no such thing as a bad trip, because whatever you're calling a bad trip, this is where the shaman or whoever you're with is going to help you through that, because you need to experience it.
trying to show you that this is what you need to do to become that galactic guardian that you're trying to be all your life. And I'm talking about all your life. This is about Black Panther with suit on type shit. I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about a whole different. Black Panther with suit. Like Black Panther, you can be beat up. Like, you get knocked out, shot in his head, he might die. Yeah. But if he get that suit, nobody can beat him. No, he's unbeatable. When you hit him, the same amount of force you hit him with is going to go right back out. The point is this: when you off that, you're that version of yourself. Yeah. You're your greatest version that you've ever been and you're ever going to be. That's a good way. That's a great way to sum it up. How you just said that right here. I'm talking about to the point where even your senses is heightened. It's true. About being able to hear downstairs right now. Yes. Literally, the conversation. No, but it's so real.
I don't doubt it because when he said that, I chuckled because it made me automatically think about, you know how my mother used to hear queens can hear. You know what I mean? Like mothers hear everything. You could be 3-4 rooms away and say something. She's like, I heard that. And she's way down the hall somewhere or something. So it just made me think about that.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. When you look at like history, you know, we didn't have all these distractions, right? We didn't have, I'm talking about like in ancient times. So all we had was nature. All we had were the people and the spirits. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if everything we have to look on when it comes to spirituality and religion came from psychedelics.
And that's what it is. When you look at it, it's in everything. Anything you go back to, you can see it. It's in churches, it's in books, it's everywhere. You see it everywhere.
Without human. Right. Like basically, nobody can tell you about the universe no more. You know it.
Yeah.
No. I got 2 hours. It alleviates the teacher out of it. It alleviates the master teacher. Because the master teacher now becomes the universe. And nobody can tell you nothing about the universe. You'll know. And you're right, exactly. Like, I am everything. First thing you're going to say when you come out of church is, I am everything. Listen.
Let me touch on this. I gotta touch on this. I gotta touch on this, man. I got a 2 hour, about an hour and a half, 2 hour session that was recorded. I put on some binary beats, got in my zone, and I kid you not, the whole thing was about I am. And it wasn't me talking. Anytime I opened my eyes, that's when my ego, whatever you want to call it, would now get into play, and I'm now trying to talk. When I closed my eyes, it was not me. Even the people who were there were sitting there listening, but you could just tell the difference in my voice when it was me and when it was that.
Or no, let's say your higher self in your life.
Yes, okay, right? Yes.
That's your higher self.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, bro. And the I am.
To keep that little bit of
yes, man.
Within your, you know,
and that I am.
You can't walk around with that all day.
Nah, you can't.
It's like an Orisha. Your head is exploding.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's
it's
why
so real, bro.
Come in and she go out. She stay in you. It's too much power for one man.
Way too much power.
That's why I got to do that microdose and make about 1.5 million a week trading forex.
What is that forex?
It's trading stocks. You know, when you see the squiggly lines
on
the screen, and commodities, gold versus oil, or the Japanese yen versus the U.S. Basically, like if I fly to Japan with U.S. money and I give up 1,000, they're going to give me about $700 in their money because their money is worth more than ours. Even when you go to Italy, they don't want your money unless it's a $100 bill. Okay. Because a 50 over there is not worth. It's worth about $17.
So he just trades that all day.
So what he does is he trades if it's going to be worth more tomorrow versus this or that. It's the same. I do sports trading.
That's trading currency, correct?
Yeah, trading currency.
Okay, yes, currency. I have heard of that.
That's what the banks do. When you put your money in the bank, they're trading forex with your money.
So what's the sports that you do?
Oh, I got my own company. We trade sports 247, and it's an asset management group. And I teach people how to actually, instead of just watching sports or playing it, how to invest. So some people would say sports betting, but I'm a sports investor because I use the whole Forex methodology, or the Black Wall, or not even Black Wall Street, I want to say Wall Street, the real Wall Street. I use that strategy with sports.
Rem, you heard of this before?
Nah.
powerful.
I never heard. Yeah, it's powerful, bro.
I'm the best sports bettor I ever met.
I want to understand it more. So just, yeah.
Like, even when, that's what my whole pitch is. It ain't even a pitch, it's real life. But at the Facts Initiative, how to turn your phone to an ATM. Using sports as leverage. The sports is 365 days a year. Mm-hmm. No days off, Saturdays and Sundays. Unlike other markets where, like Forex, on the weekends, the market shut down. Mm. So, I'm in a lane where I'm in my own lane. I'm trying to be the J Real Estate. What he is the real estate.
Jay Morris?
Jay Morrison.
Yeah.
What he is the real estate is what I'm going to be for sports trading.
Yeah, that's incredible, bro.
Yeah, so, I teach people how to leverage small risk, high reward. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will get you out there and say, I win 80% of my bets, but they're not telling you they got to put 1,000 to win 100. Because rich people will do that.
Yeah, they will.
They'll take the Patriots minus 800 and lay 8,000 to win 1,000 because they know they're going to win. You know what I'm saying? But we can't afford to do that.
You can't do it with the Cowboys either.
And that's the easiest way to lose your money.
Leave my boys alone,
I'll play.
Leave my boys alone today.
Yo, I really cannot. I'm more excited about the Facts Initiative now than even before because I didn't grasp how solution based it was going to be. Right. I've been to a lot of lectures. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the lectures was information that was great, but it wasn't necessarily the information that I was going to go home with and be like, all right, so this is how I'm going to now start to make my household more successful. You know what I'm saying?
That's the main thing we want, right?
Yeah.
We want people to leave, because I've been to a lot of conscious events, and that's what they are. They're conscious. It's information.
Yeah. Right.
So you're only going to leave with the mental masturbation. And we got to remember, we, as melanated people, we gravitate towards visualization because we're right-sided. The right side of the brain is melanated and feminine, magnetic. So anything that's coming in, we love it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they say Jesus is gonna bless you with all the blessings of the world, we love it as a people. That's just part of us. So what we're doing right now is trying to get people to understand, when you tap into this right side of the brain, there's also an aspect of magnetism and attraction. Yeah. And as EFI teachers, we should only be worrying about two things: spirituality and participating in the marketplace. So we worried about spirituality, but we don't get money.
Right.
And EFI, being the oldest religion in the world, teaches us that that's what we came here for.
No doubt.
To get money.
Yeah.
Not really money as in the aspect of money, but prosperity.
Well, prosperity, because money was a different currency at one point.
I would encourage anybody that's listening. We got a lot of people that listen to the movie Target. If you even feel skeptical, we try a lot of things in our life. We try lesser things. You need to come out on the 20th,
but
man,
I feel like
really just come out. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're skeptical, come out and be a sponge and just sit and see what you can soak up. What's good for you, take. If you don't feel it's good for you, then leave that. But come out, man. You gotta come be a witness.
What I loved about the live radio hour that we did was that I know there was a lot of people who were probably skeptic at first. But there was so much good things being spoken about, even if they didn't understand it, but about this event, that it was like, hold up, man. Maybe I do need to come out there. What is it? You know what I mean? Even when you broke down that the woman was coming who was a millionaire, the fact that it was solution-based, I feel like there's a lot of people that were like, I think I will check that out. I don't know who these brothers are, but I probably would.
And too, because they feel the energy of it, man.
Yeah.
Like this is, it's amazing, man. We come, we navigate through so many different streams in our life, man. When you enter something that in the energy is just love and sincerity, I speak on that highly because I'm witnessing the destruction of our people on so many levels, and the shaitan, as I call him, or that thing within us that causes tragedies and causes all this mayhem in our lives. It's just it's on display everywhere. So when you feel that energy and get into the comfort, man, it's like let it make you smile, bro. We don't smile a lot. I'm smiling.
Speaking of tragedy, man, I'm gonna switch gears real quick.
Yeah.
This Tyler Perry movie, man. So you did see it.
Yo, I'm not even up front. When I seen it, it was so funny to me.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I was down when I first seen Tyler Perry in it and everything. And to me, in my mind, I'm like, yo, Tyler Perry doing what he want. Like, he doing what he want. Like, he said it took him 5 days to make that movie. So and then it's so many mistakes in the movie. Like you gotta really watch the movie. It's a lot of mistakes.
I don't care. I'm gonna do. This is all spoiler alert. So if y'all really want to see it like that,
yo, it's too bad. It's too bad.
It was hilarious.
Too bad.
Yo, the dude.
That was
hold
the
up.
first thing that caught me though. I said, who got this goddamn wig?
But wait a minute. The dude got his head bashed in from a bat like 10 times.
Yeah.
She said, bah, bah, bah. She got tired. Bah,
Yeah,
bah.
man.
And then he shows up with just a bandage.
Went home mama.
He was dragged down the stairs.
Push.
Bruh. Bruh.
Real, man.
But yo, my thing about it is people are like, well, that's your opinion. You know, it's not. But I'm like, nah, man, it's deeper than that. This is not for the culture. Like, this does hurt us, man. Like, you know, when we look at entertainment so much as something that's moving our culture forward all the time.
Yeah.
We know that. You know what I mean? And he keeps doing this one-dimensional shit. Like, finally, he didn't have the light-skinned dude as the most evil motherfucker in the movie, but he was a dumbass cop. Like, that was the dumbest cop ever, man.
You see when he had the one dude, he put him on the thing, and then he got the call, and he just left. He just left the dude. I was just looking at the TV like, Tyler, you put this back. I'm like, it was weird. Then when he fought the girl, Felicia Rashad, I was just looking at the cop fighting, like he's fighting Claire Huxtable, yo. He's fighting Claire Huxtable,
for real.
And like she's almost getting him, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking, I'm like, yo, this is like Tyler, this is bad. I know you got your own studio and everything, but this is. I thought it was funny. I literally thought it was a funny movie, and the fact that the twist at the end that Claire was keeping old white lady
and a few black women.
Yo, I was like, yo.
Out of nowhere, that went left quick, man. Some motherfuckers chained up. Yeah. What just happened, son?
It turned into a horror movie. Like it was like
it was a middle-aged woman's horror movie. An elderly woman's horror movie. That's what it was, man. Yo, and what was crazy, and you know, I know Grace is probably she guest co-host a lot with us.
Grace the Stallion.
Yeah, shout out to Grace, man. But I know she's just like, what? Because we got into it about Harriet Tubman. You know what I mean? Because she was like, that was the best movie in 2019, this and that. I'm like, man, no.
I kind of find it insulting.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
I
man.
kind of find it insulting that he's doing this. It's like, and then does he sit back and laugh at his own shit?
Hell no. He thinks it's
saying,
genius.
This is the best ever and all of that. He gotta be sitting back laughing like Donald Trump.
No, he don't.
Sitting back, Donald Trump be like, yo, I know I'm lying.
Why?
They know I'm lying, but they still going for it.
But why he doesn't get attacked? Listen, if I said I got no writers, and every movie I wrote, black women are desperate for love and getting beat for it and cheated on, I would have been the toxic masculinity they always talk about. Look, he writing for black women. He ain't got no writers, and you keep writing this for black women. Why he ain't getting attacked?
Right.
When they soaking it up though, man, that's the thing.
Right.
They be getting at him though.
Right.
Who gets at Tyler?
I see some people online, they be going crazy on him.
Tyler don't overall, man. Tyler,
his money too long.
you almost can't say nothing about. Well, even when his plays were just out, and I was like, man, these are Chitlin Circuit plays. Like, I'm not really feeling them. You know what I'm saying? What? Oh, you just mad because you didn't write whatever. I'm like, no, man, they're not good. You know what I mean? Obama, like, yo, Tyler Perry, Obama, and Beyonce. They're the three people you'll never talk negative about. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna get chewed out.
I'm upset.
I
I'm
love
upset that
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah, I love Beyonce though.
And
Nah,
I'm
I
mad
don't
that
say
she
nothing.
man did something fake to her butt. That's what
She
I
did?
heard. That's what I heard, man.
Nah, I don't
That's
think
what I
so.
heard.
I don't
just
think she
heard
did,
that
bro.
On one of the news.
That might have been
On
the
one of news
photos.
outlets.
I don't think that might have been the photos.
They said she got a Kim Kardashian butt now. And she was I hope not, bro. I hope not.
No, I don't got nothing to say bad about Beyonce, but
I hope not.
I'm just saying those are the three people you'll never touch on. You know what I mean? But the Tyler Perry, my thing is, yo, you got your own studio. You got all this money. You have the ability to do so much and to put so many different narratives and different type of movies and different dimensional characters out there. And you choose this one, and then you come with this one at your apex. This is his apex right now. And you still put this out. This hurts the culture, man. I feel like it sells black women out, and I feel like you're adding to the same one-dimensional shit that white casting directors want to put black people in for. You know what I'm saying?
He could definitely be going a different direction, but you know, as of now, we're yet to see. You know, if Tyler Perry put something out that's like impactful.
He's not.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he got
Ain't
the
no
power
way.
to do it. When you really think about it, he got his own. You know, that studio is marvelous, man.
Monster.
I'm telling you, the studio is crazy that he got. Like, it's like a town. It's basically a town.
Yeah, I
That's
want to
what
make
it is.
sure that he's not make sure, but I'm hoping that the people he gives opportunities to are the people, you know, who are going to bring out
Yeah, they're
different
gonna
stuff.
change the game.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to get a billboard, yo, and do what that woman did. Remember, she said something to him, put her face on a billboard,
was like, I'm your next star, whatever. And he went at her and was like, this is not how you approach me, whatever. But she ended up being in one of his next movies. I forget the name. So maybe we need to hit him up on a billboard or something and just let him know, man. Come talk to, yeah, but I'm about to talk to him.
I'm just wondering how the ego is though, man. Because when you do I know what it takes to do a film. I know what it takes on that production set, the pre-production. You know what I mean? For you to do that in 5 days,
5 days ago. 5 days.
you were
Make that movie.
yes.
But look, I can't even say that. Cause what was the other movie when the woman got kicked out of the crib or whatever? And the dude had the cornrow wig.
You talking about that was when
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And who had the cornrow wig, man, insane. Son, that's so ugly.
But my thing is, I feel like if you did that in 5 days, your ego must be crazy because I know what it takes. You're directing it, you're in it, which means number one, you're making sure everybody's on their shit. So we set up for a scene. So whoever the DP is, that director of photography, and whoever the light is, like, yo, DP, get the scene right. You got shoot 5 days, man. You probably got an hour to set this scene up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's right. I'm gonna come in, say your lines, how they are on the script. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then let's do it. Alright, cut next. So. For you to want that much control and not allow people to move in the space that's going to help them be their best in their position, you gotta be an egomaniac, bro. And you ain't got no writers.
Did you see the white guy at the diner?
He wasn't even eating nothing.
Like he was
No, bro. This is the reason why I wanted to see it, to see how bad it was.
He was like an extra. And he was in the back. He just
There was food on the plate, but
he'll pick it up. It was nothing here, just like that.
Clearly nothing on the
It's
food.
nothing in his mouth, and he just eating. And it was just like, wow, Tyler Perry, man.
You didn't need to put it out that fast. Like it wasn't like an album where it's like, yo, you gotta put 3 albums out and
it went straight to Netflix, right?
well, a lot of shit goes straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it went straight to Netflix.
Scorsese put his shit straight to Netflix. You know what I mean? But bro, you didn't have to do it that fast. But I feel like, again, when you start to insult people's creative intelligence, man, it's not a light thing to look at the fact that one of the most powerful filmmakers, like how we make films, can change the narrative of everything.
He didn't let us on the set. I'd have walked through and just snatched the wig while you were in that wig. Snatched the wig off his head, slapped the dude, eat something for real. For real, man. What y'all out here doing? You can't be out here like that.
I didn't notice one of those things.
You didn't notice number? How did you feel about it? You liked it?
I don't know. Maybe I guess I smoked too much first because I did not notice. I did not notice the eating thing, the wigs. I noticed with the whole eating thing. Like, I'm gonna go home and rewatch it just to catch.
When they was
Did you notice that he got his head bashed in 50 million times?
Yes,
and then
it was gruesome, and then he just had like black makeup on his face. Like, yeah,
Just
it was
bruised
black,
up.
like, kind of
Straight
like how
up.
those
Insane.
marked football players have. Like, they just put a bunch of that on his face, and I was
They
like,
did a bad job like that.
Yeah, bro.
And gave him a Frankenstein
Yeah, bro.
rap just on the top.
Yeah, bro.
And he was like able to move and
Yeah.
wrestle like a police officer. He was wrestling a police officer.
And
I was like,
he got smashed with the bat.
Yo, she got
He
Hit
tired.
him up with the bat.
Huh?
your skull, like his skull
Right.
smashed in.
You just fell down real quick. You know what I mean?
That must have been bad. Y'all got me not knowing to even watch it.
Nah, you're gonna want
Not
to
as
watch
bad
it.
as it sounds.
No, you gotta.
You don't
watch
think
it.
it's as bad as we
worse
said?
than it sounds. There's some stuff we might have left out, but you gotta watch it, bro.
There's a lot of
You gotta
bad
watch
parts
it,
in
bro.
it, though.
For the comical reasons, you gotta watch it.
But do you think it's a? Are you tired though of the representation he made, like him recreating his aunties in these movies all the time?
I feel like he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I love Tyler Perry and the movies that he makes. I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of passion, but how many times do we have to portray ourselves that way? Like, we get it, we're hurt, we pain, like we've been through it. Like, a lot of our moms have done drugs. Like, a lot of us have been, we've been there. Like, how, like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
because,
men are
we
bad.
are products of our environment, though.
Right.
It's like we're like subconscious, you know what I mean? You're feeding these subconscious because even as a kid, when I started watching Tyler Perry, I was with my grandma in the living room. So that little kid that keeps feeding, you're feeding, like, why could she not see this beautiful, black, strong lead woman in a movie who's not getting abused by some man?
Right.
Some strong black man who's actually going to do right. Like, these Notebook movies don't always have to be Caucasian people. Like, our love stories don't have to be drug dealers.
Right.
Like I'm gonna sweep you away and I'm gonna be a kingpin and I'm gonna bring this girl from the hood with me. Like, we can be CEOs and we can build a company up from the ground up. And even with Taraji, like, he doesn't have to leave you for another girl. Like, he doesn't. We could be productive black families.
For real.
And that was one of the ones that I liked. What's the one with Taraji P. Henson? Because I liked a couple. I didn't see that. No, when she was a singer and her nieces or whatever, her mother died and the nieces came to live with her. I like that, and I like the family that prays.
But see, it's still demonized black men. Yo, when I was at the theater watching. I forgot. I think I was with my girl at the time, man, and we were watching For Color Girls. Now here's a movie where it was already done before, but he added shit. Like, men were already terrible in this play, but he added more and was like, okay, no, the rape isn't enough. Throwing the kids out the window's not enough. Wow. You know, we want this other dude to give her AIDS. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, bro. Yeah, but
that part, no. That AIDS was important because black women, and I say this as a black woman, most of the women who end up with AIDS get it from our black men who are doing God knows what with whoever, women, let it be women, let it be male like him, undercover, and they're bringing it back to us black women, the creators, the bringers of life.
I do agree that
that scene was the kids. That was out of control.
The scene with and why did the rape scene have to be so long? When I went to the bathroom, I felt like they were just sucking their teeth, looking at me like, "There go that nigga right there." You know what I'm saying? Like, he looked just like him.
I swear, when I watched the movie, I sat there. I really felt a chill come over me. Like, I really felt the chill come over me, and I'm sitting there with the women in the room, and I'm like, I felt like, let me get out of the room, because the way that they're showing me, I'm telling you, I remember watching this, I'm like, damn, like, why am I in this room? Like, I was like 4 women, we watching the movie, and then
I shouldn't even be watching this.
I think I was my daughter was in the room, and it just made me feel so crazy to be watching this scene, and I'm like, okay, you could have, if it happened, you could cut and, like, you know what happened. Like, they actually showed it. Showed it, yo. You do look like the dude, too. All right. You do, that's the funny. I know you was like, I'm getting out. You went to the movies?
I went to the movies, bro. Hacked. I said never again. Whoa. Never again.
Tyler Perry ain't getting another one out of you, huh?
Bruh, nah, man.
When the scene was done, you should have stood up and started clapping.
Yo, you wild.
Like they do at the premiere.
You wild.
Yeah.
You wild.
I made it, yo. That was me.
Oh, shit. But nah, man, I think, but we give it a pass too much. I feel like, yo, when I speak on the Tyler Perry being trash and like he need to, not him, but I mean these one-dimensional characters he keeps doing all the time, like that's pushing us back as far as we could have a Black Panther, or let me not say black, because truth be told, man, I don't think Black Panther was like the best movie.
It wasn't a good movie.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was a good representation though. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of a movie that was like, it wasn't the typical representation of black people. Something that came out recently, man.
The joint with T.I. is good.
Forrest Whitaker?
Malcolm in it.
Oh, you talking about the
Godfather?
Godfather of
Harlem.
Godfather of Harlem. Even though it's they put some fiction to it, it still gave when you look like that's Malcolm. That's Muhammad Ali. It was like
really scared of white people.
Yeah, it was like
right. Yeah. The power, the unity coming together.
It was. It did do
no
that.
doubt.
It did. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't. I can't wait to see the next one and see how they're going to defend. Because you think about Harlem and how when we look at Harlem right now, they're talking about Harlem 40 years ago and how Bumpy and them stood against the mob and like created something. That's why we still talking about Bumpy to this day.
Was Bumpy was he really close with Malcolm like that?
Nah, that's that. They said that wasn't true.
Okay.
It's a brother.
What about with Ali?
I don't know about the Ali, but I do know about Malcolm, brother Melchizedek, who be on 125. He be on Sinetta all the time.
Okay.
Sinetta sat down and talked with him because he was one of the brothers that was in Malcolm X's detail as security. You know what I mean? He's still alive to this day. You see him on 125, right across from the Apollo. Melchizedek, he's there.
That's crazy.
He's there all the time. Like, you know what I mean? You could literally go and sit and talk to him, and he'll tell you stories, like stories on top of stories about his experience of being in, the FOI, and he still is to this day, you know what I mean? But he ceased all those rumors and was like, no, he was like, that don't even sound right. He was like, even some of the things that they portrayed Muslims in that movie that Muslims wouldn't even do.
Right,
like,
a lot of them don't be on.
But it is a fictional story. They said it, you know what I mean? It was,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I salute, Swiss Beats and them for, you know what I mean? Wanting to tell a story about somebody like that, like, you know what I mean? Not just about him, but, other people that was around, and they brought iconic figures into it.
What's a movie, though, that we can point to, where it's produced, directed by black people, starring black people, but yet it doesn't have the elements that we're normally drawn to, like the gangster, like the
That's the bad part, though. We gotta think hard to figure one out.
Yeah,
right.
I was about to say, we literally have to go in our head.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's like she said, like, you can see the movie like The Notebook, but it's just black folk. Like, it's not. Those elements don't need to be involved at all. And I feel like we are over. It's one of the reasons why I like Insecure. I do like that show. I don't really watch it, but what I've watched Issa Rae do, I do like the fact that, like, they're all just, there's no ratchet, like, real, there's the element that black people understand and know, but at the same time, it's not the stereotypical, you know what I mean? There's actually funny shit in there, you know what I mean? It's not, Power, or if you look at, like, Power or Snowfall, I'm more Snowfall, you know what I'm saying, over Power,
all day. Snowfall, all day.
Snowfall's amazing,
yeah,
bro.
It really is. When I first watched Snowfall, it really put me in the mind frame knowing, when I think about, shouts out to Brother Bourne and the whole breakfast program that he's doing.
Yeah.
It puts you in that mind frame and saying, it shows you the Panthers. And when it brought the Panthers into it made me draw so close to Snowfall that I couldn't believe that they were really showing it how it was supposed to be, and they show literally how the government came in and started working. It's like really giving up drugs, like
and they showed what it was like before crack was so saturated, where it's like you don't even know what a crackhead was.
It's crazy because where they lived at is like the neighbors, the area that they lived in, it was like all palm trees. It was all good. Like everybody had a crib. They had pools.
Right.
It was like they was living. It was almost like a wonderland. It was almost like this existed.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying, this existed. Like it used to be like this.
Right.
And they show the transition. So showing that transition, I think the writer did a great job, man, because I definitely was pulled into Snowfall all the way.
I don't think they should do another season, though. I think they should have ended it after the passing of John Singleton and kept...
Right.
Because now it's going to turn into... I don't want to see another drug movie or a drug show. I'm good.
Right, yeah.
I'm good.
I got to start from the beginning again, man. I kept falling off on Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall's really good.
Nephew.
And
Uncle was my character. Nephew. Huh?
I'm gonna start from the beginning again. Watch it again.
Yeah, I don't want to see another drug movie. I don't want to see another slave movie. I'm good, man. I don't want to see another movie where the men.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You don't want to see another slave movie, period, or the way the movies are portrayed. because I feel like that representation is also still important, because we got to think about it. There's people, like, for instance, I'm not that old. I was only born in 95. So, that being said, there's people who are adults, so to speak,
my son aged,
who were not alive for the Twin Towers. You know what I mean? So those people who don't, like, it's important to keep reiterating certain things, but I don't feel like it has to be done in the light that it's repeatedly been done, because I feel like there's
slave movies where we had them enslaved, because we slaved them first. So we need to really, if we really talking about slavery means Slavic. We need to be truthful. We need to make a movie called Slaves.
Right.
And show the Slavics getting whipped by the Egyptians and the Cometians then. That needs to be the new narrative.
Yeah, maybe in that sense.
That's
yeah.
what it needs to be shown in the history. I just feel like it's a part of history. It's important.
Right. Okay.
It's important, but not just us. We're not the only slaves of the world. Like, we are not the spokespeople for slavery. That's my thing. Like, it's not just a brown thing. Like,
yeah, that's why I can't stand, because if you do say, oh yeah, so we got kings and the priests and the slaves, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, man, no. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No, it don't go like that. So, yeah, if I had to say, I don't want to see another slave movie, I don't want to see it in that way, I would want to see it in that way. I think that's the narrative of history, that if you're going to recreate it, it needs to be what happened before American slavery, the enslavement of Africans, you know what I'm saying? Show that history. Same with these kids that I work with in the elementary school and high school level. The only history they know starts from slavery. Wow. That's what they're taught in the schools, from slavery and on. And then you got the movies that are reinforcing that narrative. We're done. You know what I mean? If we're gonna now have a Tyler Perry with his own studios and the power to be able to do this, what's the other narrative we want to show? You know what I mean? And that's if we go on the historical narrative of that.
I feel like we need to really start thinking about too, man. Focus on some type of like movement or something, man. That we start really confronting, like we say, to whom much is given, much is required. I feel like we need to start confronting some of these people on another level. I don't know necessarily how that might look. The Tyler Perrys that keep showing the same stereotypical thing.
But people love them. People can't say nothing.
Man, I don't know, man. I mean, it's hurtful to see people have so much, like, and people are starving. It's hurtful to know people are starving, but you could turn on ESPN and they having a hot dog eating contest.
So do you think
playing with food while people are out here literally hungry, man? Like,
so it's important for us. It's really important for us to start writing our story.
Yeah.
The master teacher Fadishi, he's clear on this and saying this and say, I don't want to talk about his story. I want to talk about our story and how we are writing, so we should be our historians instead of being historians. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Facts Initiative is, saying in 2020 Black History Month, a group of alpha males and females came together and wrote a movie.
So do you think then that aside from like historical, you know what I'm saying, even just modern times, just a regular story of, you know, a coming of age story of a young boy whose father is a lawyer, his mother is, you know, I don't know, a nurse or something like that, and it's just a dry comedy, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing where it has to be this, you know, powerful historical narrative that kind of like, it's just a different representation, you know what I'm saying? It's just a regular representation. It ain't nothing different. It doesn't have to be like you said, you know, where not everybody's from the hood. Not everybody is on drugs. Not everybody's parents are like this or that. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about the Cosby Show that was so great when it was on air, is because it wasn't what you know, that they weren't poor. They were living good. You know what I'm saying? The father was a doctor. What was Claire? Lawyer. Mother was a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see. That's why I like Blackish. I think Blackish is a great show.
That's why Bill was a doctor. He's playing with them pills.
They're behind that anesthesia. He's putting them under that anesthesia.
Everything connects.
Held accountable for something that he may not know.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he's recreating
How
his
can he-
aunties.
yeah, how
I feel
can-
like
how
he's just
can
showing
he-
his.
because it's like he has like he's one of these people who made all of this money and he's successful in something. So
people hold him to a different standard. Like he's still human. Like how he's maybe he is himself is one of the biggest. You know what I mean? People who are like ignorant. He could be one of the most ignorant people in the world. You know what I mean? If he's not.
Sadly,
I say this light. I say this word. I say this word very lightly, but he's not woke, so you can't expect him to push this narrative if he's one of those people who still seek to be validated by the white people.
Yeah,
Or by these, you know what I mean? That's the narrative he's pushing. Their narrative, because that's who he's trying to impress. That's who he.
and you know who else that Lee Daniels. Like
Right.
Lee
That's what they want to be
Daniels
validated
hates
by.
black men and doesn't has a thing against black women because there was like an issue he had with in one of his interviews, and he was talking about like being in the welfare line and looking at these black women. He said something kind of foul towards black women, but if you look at Empire and you look at what was the other one, Halle Berry. Halle Berry, you know, everybody's was crazy. Monster Ball.
I hate that, man. I hate that, yo.
But
My skin crow, man. They didn't get me.
no music either.
One of them out, yo.
There was no music in that scene. It was just him and Halle Berry. But Lee Daniels puts that out in his stuff. You know what I'm saying? In his films. So, like you said, Tyler Perry is just at a level where he's putting that out in his stuff. You know what I mean? I would say the only filmmakers we probably see that are black that will probably put out all different representations is the one that did Creed and Black Panther. Ryan Coogler. I think he's the only one. I'm just trying to think of
Forget about like Spike Lee though.
Oh, yeah, Spike Lee.
Legend. He's done stuff that we still like, you know what I'm saying? The whole wake up.
Yeah,
the whole
iconic.
It's always going to be classic. The whole, radio, the whole love and hate thing, that whole.
Even the Black Klansman.
She's gotta have it.
She's gotta have it.
He revamped that. He revamped it.
Yeah, I wasn't
Netflix.
on the show though.
I love Nola.
You like the show?
I love Nola.
I can't do it.
Unapologetic. Unapologetic.
Yeah, you know what? I think she's gotta have it. The show is good for black women.
Yes, that's why I'm a black woman saying she's unapologetic and strong. And that doesn't mean even because people say, oh, it was a bad representation for the 15 and 16, 13 teenage girls who have access to this show and she's with this man or that man. And that way, I could say yes because you don't want young girls to.
Well, they shouldn't be watching it. I mean,
there's no parental. There should have some parental guidance, is what I'm saying, in their homes that we talked about. But I feel like it was a black show. She was strong. She was artistic. She was creative. She was. They were talking about Oshun when she went to Puerto Rico. You know, there was they had the whole episode. That episode was super powerful. But Puerto Rico, when this whole devastation happened to Puerto Rico, and they made that episode, and they brought the spirits and Oshun and Mars family, they were culturally like, and then
I'm gonna say this: there's only one solution. Woke people gotta start making a bag. That's the problem.
Yeah.
People that's woke, they so caught into information and what's being wrong to us. We're not making movies.
Right.
That's the only solution. Is that
You gotta make your own.
we gotta make our own.
That's like
The people that are woke like us, so-called woke. I'm tribal, but for people that are woke, why haven't we yet put, some people put the $100?
That's like the hook, Jay, though.
What?
The what? This is all hip hop. We taking back the streets. How the civilized star while these savages eat.
Right, but I'm gonna tell you what the issue is with that. And I'm speaking from my own experience here in New Haven. You know what I mean? The projects that I have written to be produced, where all I'm asking for from people who got it, and I'm talking about like Roberta Hosky, like who's my man with the funeral home, Howard K. Hill, you know what I'm saying? My man Eric Clemens, you know what I mean? Is $10,000-$15,000 on a small budget that will give me the gear to people who I know that have the production gear to produce the quality of content that is going to be good for representation. They just don't. They're not going to do that. So it comes down to now you got to crowdsource. Now you got to go GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes very challenging to be able to produce that on that level. Yeah, absolutely.
What I'm saying is this.
But with solutions still come challenges. You can't deny that.
No, we do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that you got things out there like me, for example, where you might trade Forex. Right. Where you can invest passively. You don't really need nobody else. You just need your own like 2,000, 3,000 on a 3% a day increase. In 90 days, you got 30,000. Start with $1,000. What I'm saying is there's solutions that we're not taking in ourselves. We can save ourselves. You can easily make 15,000. I know people right now that take 5,000 from you and turn that shit 50,000 in 5-6 months trading Forex. So not only just Forex, but I'm saying there is things that we have with people that our thing is this. A lot of our people feel like we have to make the money. If we don't make the money, then we don't get the money. Meaning like we won't put somebody that we know can do the job and make us money and less than that individual.
Right.
I ain't really with crowdfunding and stuff like that. I don't like it because it's still there's still a level of being better.
Exactly.
You're still asking somebody else to help you launch this thing when it's capable. We're capable of doing it ourselves.
Let me ask y'all, right, with the understanding that y'all have, and I'm just talking about in a general sense, life, business, all of these different things. For people that, some people's minds can't take everything in at once. Like, what would you all suggest they could go? They could start to be introduced to this whole way of thinking. So they're not overwhelmed. Like, when can they start reading? What should they start reading? What would be a starting point?
With the way things are set up though, time we gotta look at time as for what it is. It's definitely a lot faster than when we was coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say turn your car to a university. You can't read enough books to learn what I've learned since '91.
Right.
But you ride around in your car, you spend a valuable time in your car listening to the same 18 songs over and over again. And if you go around for 6 months listening to how to close real estate, no money down. In 6 months you can call every time you see sell on a house. You like, hold up. Call this number. Yeah, I'm looking at this house with Bishop. And closing deals with no money down. But we're not intentional about what we want to do.
Right.
So I would say to black people, figure out what you're trying to do with yourself and what you love to do. You know what I'm saying? If you like me, I love sports. Knowing that sports is an $80 billion a year market, we're talking about betting and trading sports. As a lover of sports, I shouldn't be arguing over if Mahomes is better than Sean Watson. I should be talking about spread, reversal, trends, and what's the ROI in last week's numbers.
And who's injured.
You know what I'm saying? That even little stuff like that. But even that stuff, I don't look at who's injured. I got my own way of picking games. I don't care. I'm looking at the numbers. That's how they get you. They know who's better. The casino don't lose. So our goal is to be on the side of the casino.
Yeah, see, for me, it's all about media. Like Rem knows, I'm all about, first of all, for people to understand media literacy, owning and producing your own content. You know what I'm saying? Being media activists, like film, TV, like that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? But as you know what I mean? Production, even when I get contracts for video work, you know what I'm saying? I got part of my contract goes into getting gear. You know what I'm saying? Now I go to people who have their own gear that I know I rent from them, so I put money in their pocket. But at the same time, man, what it takes to really have a crew and really make a production, I know what it takes. Now, to your point of like, before I even get that, having some way that I can generate that money. Yeah, I definitely have to tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it takes.
A lot of investors want to know what do you put in that risk.
Oh, see now,
like if you got 30,000, if you got 30, I'll match it. But if you want me to put 30 to launch your idea, I can't do that.
Right.
And now we just got to be realistic and be like, okay, that's because I gotta there's a certain aspect of we gotta come to the table or something.
Yeah.
And as black people, I'm just saying as black people. I'm talking about you.
Yeah. No,
I'm building with people. They don't have nothing. They don't even come to the table with business licenses.
Right.
So you have a crazy idea, and then you say so. LLC.
But even with the LLC, because our shit is LLC, but that shit still don't matter if there's no capital.
Right. But not only that, but what I was more so speaking to was because I find that sometimes one of the hardest things for us to do is really look in the mirror and be completely truthful with ourselves.
A lot of it, not to cut you wisdom, a lot of it is teacher talk about symbolic and systematic thought. And a lot of us today, we are symbolic and we have symbolic thought instead of looking at our actual symptoms and thinking our process that way and saying, when it's cold outside, what do? You put a jacket on. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I meant. So what would you suggest?
And simply,
start, you know what I mean? If it's to start reading, like what would be a good read? Because some people are like that. We can hear what we saying, and a lot of it could go over people's head, and not. But you need something tangible to say. Okay, I want to start here. I want to see where this could bring me. So I want to start here. So what would you suggest for somebody to start reading?
Right now, in 2020, I say right now. Make sure you get a ticket to Facts Initiative and get yourself in the building. It's going down February 22nd, 2020 at 2 o'clock at 2245 Farmington Avenue. That's what I would say right now in 2020, like sitting here right now, to give you a solution and say, where do I start? Where do I start? Come under a roof where it is solutions and applications being presented where you could literally get it out the mud. What Trillionaire Travis talking about with We Trade Sports, you honestly could just get into it and just get referrals and say, I know 15 people who love sports. Let me get them into this right here. I'm going to get a referral by referring 15 people to We Trade Sports. Now you just made, let's just say the referral fee is $25. Times 10, that's $250. You didn't have no money, you didn't have nothing. You literally got it out the mud. By what? Applying yourself to a solution, even though you ain't got no money, but you know somebody who's got something to say, you know what, I could put somebody else on and make $25, $50 every time I do this. You know what I mean? That's like talking about like Survey Junkies. You know what I'm saying? People that are sitting in their phone. You could sit on Survey Junkies for 8 hours a day and just answer surveys and make money. Like you know what I'm saying? All you need is basically technology. All you need is a phone and some Wi-Fi. You don't even have to have service. You want to say, my phone's not on. Well, go somewhere where there's Wi-Fi. Plug your phone and Wi-Fi, and I mean 8 hours. And, you know what I'm saying? Do Survey Junkies. You can make money that way. So
I think something that Trav said that was so key, Ram, and for even to what you're saying, like all this information, even outside of Facts Initiative, is like, yo, you're taking into your mind all throughout the day, all types of shit. You know what I mean? But there's information out there that you could just be playing while you're working, while you're driving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you drive a lot. Yeah. I send you stuff that you should, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really comes down to that, you know what I mean? I mean, even down to what you're saying, when I go to Facts Initiative, I definitely want to see how I could generate the money to get these productions off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really the only way that, whether it's from a media standpoint or whether it's from a business standpoint, you know what I mean? The right people need to be in position, you know what I mean? To be able to produce the things that are going to bring change. You know what I mean?
We got to start small and then kind of compound our way to the big play, like Grant Cardone would say. Because a lot of us try to do the big stuff first. Yeah. And that's where we get jammed up. Like, especially as black people, we don't want to work a job. Right. Not only don't we want to work a job, we feel like it's a form of slavery, just due to oppression. So it's mental with us too. It's not just I'm lazy and I don't want to work. No. It's just that I want to be wealthy. And $12 ain't enough for me, especially when I could go out here and sell nickel bags and make that out here. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's more of, for us as a people, we have to think of generational wealth.
So who is getting the $15,000 that could put up for this production I want to do, man? Because that's
$15,000 for
$15,000 for a unbelievable web series involving youth and involving education that would change the game. It could definitely be shopped. If I shot a sizzle reel, I could definitely shop that to connects that I got other networks that I have that would either love it or still, again, produce it ourselves and be able to actually put out a 12, 5 to 8 minute episode. Or either that, or I'm also in the midst of working with a semi-pro football team on a video contract to produce a web series for them. That might be something you're also interested in. We're trying to bring them here to New Haven. You know what I'm saying? This web series is going to be incredible. But for the most part, man, actually, I might get the bread for that. The dude hit me up and said, you know, we want to put into that, you know, because they own the team.
Right.
But the other one, man, it's called Grassroots, bruh. Like, I'm telling you, man, 10,000 I could even do it with, which would still get the kids stipends, still bring unbelievable content, Supernova Slime being one of them, you know what I'm saying? Professor Don Sawyer, who created the Hip Hop Heals, which is a studio that was built by Dominicans and Haitians out in Dominican Republic, where they actually record hip hop together. And you know that beef is hard over there, you know what I'm saying? But I could go, but I'm telling you, man, that's the money I'm trying to get up to actually shoot it. And yeah, man, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle trying to get it. You know what I mean? To the point where and it still hasn't been done yet the way this is done. I got the treatment, revenue model, even down to how young people can go around branding themselves at different events and still bringing in money by highlighting, you know, premiering the episodes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, brother, like, you know, whoever it is at the Facts Initiative, you know, that got it, like, listen, man, if you got it, let's talk business.
Nah, they're gonna be there. That's gonna be great though. That you just make sure you vote, because that's what Facts is about. It's about people like you speaking up.
No doubt.
Yo,
taking initiative.
Like taking the initiative.
Facts Initiative.
I heard you said you make 500,000. This is what I'm doing. I'm only 10,000 short.
Right.
You can talk. I'll give you back interest. You can look at my joint because these.
What would somebody like me do though? Like, I don't have the capital. I got the skills. I got I got everything.
The capital is all in the mind. Like, you don't need money. You need courage. Not saying you, but this is what my mentor would say to me. Like, I got an idea of making $10,000 a month doing a party bus, going to sports games, using other people's money though. I'm not going to pay for the bus. I'm going to charge you $150, and I'm going to get 50 people to do it, and that's about $7,500, and the bus only costs $2,400. Now we pocket $5,000, and we ain't really do much. All we did was link you with the game. We do that 2 times. That's 10,000.
That's the production.
Right out the mud.
Right off the mud.
What I'm saying is, it's really not really. The only thing that's stopping us is when we say I don't.
And you know what it is too, and we just were talking about this, him and I, but we need to be around more people that are talking like that.
Yes,
You feel what I'm saying? Like, speaking that language. We not around that enough. You know what I mean? We just not, especially here in New Haven. You know what I mean? We not around enough people who can talk about money in a way where it's like, yeah, get that. You know what I mean? Like, do this, and boom, that's 15,000. Because right now we say 15,000, it's like, damn, 15,000. You know what I mean? Right. And that's because that's a bad. I always say, man, I've had a domestic abusive relationship with money. Like, we fight a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
And
Yo, you funny for that one.
We fight a lot, man. She be leaving.
That.
I be telling her to come back, and then she go again. So it's like, but that's a lot of people. It's about your relationship with money and how you don't look at it as like this big thing that's beyond you.
Smart to me.
Yeah, right. See what I'm saying?
Shouts out to the Mapogo tribe.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the Mapogo tribe. I had to speak about the Mapogo tribe and who we are, and Trillion, you could go into a little bit about the Mapogo tribe and who we are, but I gotta shout those guys out. I represent one ninth of a tribe called the Mapogo tribe. Explain what the Mapogo tribe and how our perception on money and everything that we do.
The Mapogo tribe is basically a movement of alphas.
I'm already there.
When the kidnappings was happening, and I've been, with the I like to talk about the price of melanin and why it was happening and always been happening, but we were very trendy. I said this is a perfect opportunity to get some alpha males to come together, since everybody like to be, talk that gangster talk and protect women and kids. I use my social media platform because it's real big, especially on Facebook. and I just made a call for alpha males to come together. Like, yo, if you talking that talk and you feel like, you know, you're here to protect women and kids, especially of color, meet me here. And some brothers showed up. Like, yo, we here. Some of them was strapped and licensed. Like, this is what we do. We strapped and legally.
Where was that?
And this was in Woodbury. This was as soon as the stuff with the kidnap, about 3 months, 2 months, you know, shit was going viral. And some dudes showed up, and you know, it was 9 of us. It ended up being 9 of us, and it's pretty much, like I said, alpha males, dudes who we won't take no for an answer. Like, we're not gonna allow you to say you don't have the 15,000. We're gonna figure out how to get it. And when you think of the Mapogo tribe, when you can Google it and check it out tonight, because I'm very steeped in indigenous spirituality. And what that says is that we learn from nature. We don't really learn from other humans because they're flawed. Animals are instinctive and they deal with intuition. They do what they have to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I looked at this tribe. There's a tribe called the Mapogo tribe, which is the biggest tribe or movement of male lions ever filmed in Africa. And they have the biggest, they ran damn near like 70% of the wild terrain in Africa when no other tribe even had 12%. So they were pretty much the biggest movement of lions to ever exist. A bunch of males. Now 2 male lions is usually the max because they can't get along at that point. But they have half brothers. You know, there was 2 brothers that was like real tight, and it was kind of like real humans. But my point is that these they was able to rule so much land and had so many wives and female lions because they were really unstoppable. If they came through your territory, there was really nothing you could do. You know what I'm saying? If it was 2 males, even if they were the strongest males on this side of the Serengeti for the last 12 years, today was your day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I had a vision of kind of morphing and using nature and kind of embodying it in real life and calling them just a whole bunch of alpha males together.
When I love that for one, and I was about to say we need to connect on that because we've had, and in all fairness to women and other people who, you know, are talking about toxic masculinity and rape culture in a way where like I know that there's some truth and validity to that, but at some point I believe the term got hijacked, and now everything that's masculine and alpha is toxic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not with that. You feel me? So that's something that we really want to be able to connect with, and we want to always be able to represent the other side of the conversation. That there might be toxic masculinity, but masculinity is not toxic. Right. You know what I'm saying? And being alpha is an energy that's just already embedded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So where do y'all meet? Y'all still meet?
Yeah, we meet up every Saturday on Zoom. Because being with that we got technology, there's no excuse that we can't be together. So we quantifying and we use it, you know, and this is just facts. Food, art, clothing, technology allows us to have these strategic meetings without being together in the physical. So there's really no excuse not to make the meeting when all you gotta do is hit the FaceTime.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this, man. Yeah, we need to connect. And I gotta
definitely look at say it again.
The Mapogo.
Mapogo tribe.
Because I stay, and I'm a Leo.
And I don't love it.
You know what I'm saying? I stay watching.
We see 9 lions attacking a giraffe versus one trying to pull this giraffe down, and the giraffe gets away. When you see these 9 lions, bring it down. You're looking at it and saying the giraffe is a goal.
Or that elephant.
Yeah, we just bought our property.
You know what I mean? We never done that property by ourselves. So like, dude, got a shop. Like, yo, I got this whole other half of the building. I'm only $900 for it. You know what I mean? $500 a month. I got the barbershop here. I'm doing nothing with it. It's $9. $100 a piece.
Simple.
We need this.
Man, yo, you might as well let them know, man. Let them know there's more members coming in, man. For real. What time on Saturdays?
12. As you talk to the other brothers, add you guys to the group. We already know what you're about. It's all about.
Yeah, man. Listen, man.
Definitely add y'all. We just take it from there.
Brother Haru, Tribe Trillionaire, we appreciate y'all brothers,
Right,
man.
definitely.
This has been incredible, man. I can't wait till Facts Initiative. You know what I mean? I'm putting that order in on the mushroom pizzas.
Yes, yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
do that.
All right, Rem, don't. Rev, you
Yes.
hear it now. All right, just be ready. I don't want to hear nothing
I'm
later.
not going to the event like that.
No. We talking about after. Yeah, man. We talking about after. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. You doing it, bro.
Say, nah, man, you doing it.
Hey, yo, it's Moving Target B-Side Podcast. Make sure y'all go to the Facts Initiative one more time, the info.
The info is February 22nd, 2020 at 2 p.m. The address is 224 Farmington Avenue in Hartford, Connecticut. You can search Eventbrite, search Facts 2020 to get your tickets. Please come out and bring a notebook, man. It's going to be powerful. Red Pill, Blue Pill, Trillionaire Trav, Sabrina Wright, Kevin Muhammad, Brother Haru, Ill Lord, PUP, and a host of other vendors and other people that's bringing solutions. That's going to be in the building. Come through, man. It's, you know, we doing it. We making our story right here in Connecticut, man. And that's from GGD 720, the Galactic Guardians of Connecticut. We making it happen.
And beyond a shadow of a doubt, this sounds like, and I know it's gonna be one of the most powerful events that Connecticut will ever get a chance
Yeah,
to
nah.
witness, yo.
That's
To
serious.
date,
That's a fact.
That's the most powerful
That's
event.
that's fact
I
for real.
got chills just
That's a
talking
No, I
to
can't
kids
wait, bro.
about it, bro. Real
Can't
rap.
wait.
Real rap, man. Let's get
Yeah.
it.
Moving Target. Peace.
Peace. I salute y'all brothers, man. That was
man.
powerful, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
For real.
That